What is up, everyone? What is up? How's it going? No, Chris. Movie night was last night. We watched The Conversation, 1974, Gene Hackman. Yeah. For those of you not aware, Discord, there is a movie night every night. What's up, Nocho? How's it going? I've arrived at a stream for the first time in a while. ADHD and general busyness was kicking my ass. Well, yeah. By the way, I got those UB keys finally sent to you, and sorry it took me so long from the giveaway. ADHD kicked my own ass. But I sent you a few of my stickers from my own DEF CON sticker loot, so hope that makes up for it. What's up, vampire? How's it going? You are a vampire, not a werewolf. You don't howl at the moon. How's it going, everybody? So guess what I got downloading right now? Oh, Discord howling at the moon. That's a song. Okay. But guess what I got downloading right now? Y'all want to guess? Give you a hint. It's on Steam. I figured I'd give a whack at God of War Ragnarok. So that's downloading. This week we'll probably do Space Marine 2, but I want to do God of War. I've never really played a God of War game. Although I can save money now and there, one can eat, getting money in the daytime, even kinda when I sleep. Wake up to getting bread, bitch, I do this for the streets. ADHD. Thank you for that Prime sub there, the Speculator 1995, I appreciate you. But yeah, I got God of War Ragnarok. I've never played a God of War game. Don't know when we'll play it, but got that. I still want to play Fallout 4, so I may do that for a little bit, but I also want to do Space Marine 2, but I also don't want to blow my entire wallet on games right now. Yeah. Have you seen the Dreams of Code video on why I won't change SSH from port 22? I'd love to get your take on that. That on YouTube? We can do that before we shift into Wukong, because I'm on the boss for that. Yeah, well, don't go in debt until, you know, I get my YouTube monetized, which, by the way, I am super appreciative, super thankful for the community that I've built, because, you know how, like, okay, so YouTube, you have to have, like, what is it, 500 or 1,000 subscribers to, get monetized, as well as, like, 3,000 watch hours. That's 500 subscribers now. Well, thanks to all of you, within the matter of just a little over a month, I'm already at 2,000 watch hours, according to the eligibility tracker. So, and just to rehash this again, the main point of making content, money through all this content, the affiliates, everything, is to put it back in to get technology for the home lab so that we can better make educational content for all of you to benefit from. I'm not paying myself from any of this. In fact, my plan is to pay my mods before I pay myself. I'm already paying one of my mods a little bit of money to do the clipping of the videos that I do, and I plan to, you know, dole that money out over time a little bit better, because thankfully I have a job that can take care of my needs, and I know a lot of y'all could use a little bit, you know, help there. So as I start getting more money into the bucket, I'll be having discussions with my mods for how I can, you know, better support y'all If, you know, it may start in small amounts, but like, hey, look, it may be small enough, like, here's some gas money, here's, you know, some hardware if I can hook you up, but I want to make sure that, this is a team effort. I want to make that very well known. 1K subs and 4K public watch hours to unlock monetization on YouTube. I think they reduced it to 500 and 3,000, because that's the numbers I'm seeing. You stream on Twitch? Yeah. I am live over on Twitch. I'm simulcast to Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube at the same time right now. So you can watch me on any of those 3 platforms. I have a screen over here to bring in all of my chats. Cybersecurity experts on my decentralized internet browser. There's a few out there, but I don't know anyone that would really be able to help you with that kind of thing. Particularly, because a lot of them aren't really well versed in the cryptocurrency. The only streamer on TikTok that I know of that streams Linux content. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone else that I know of. But yeah, I'm on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm simulcast right now. The YouTube's slightly delayed compared to the Twitch, but the Twitch and TikTok, I noticed, are kind of at the same time. I gotta play with the settings there on YouTube. Did you hear how, how wait, what? Venice, not sure what you said there. Did you hear of how the demonized Tor users? Oh, okay. Yeah, autocorrect did not do you justice. They've been demonizing Tor users and stuff. Are you talking about de-anonymized? The German story that came out, which I know, it was being discussed in the DEF CON forums and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Autocorrect did not do you any justice there, Bennis. I am so sorry. Yeah, I heard about that story. I think we talked about it a little while ago. But basically, there is ways to do timed attacks against Tor, but you have to have so many things go right. Now, in the case of Germany, my understanding was they had a very limited amount of... sorry, I got the hiccups for some reason. They'd have a very limited amount of nodes, so they had to have a lot of things going right for them. I think Tor actually had a response there. Hold on. Before I forget, Dreams of Code. Why I don't change SSH import 22. Okay. We'll get that queued up so I can do that. Let me get my, hold on. Let me... Sorry, I am getting the pipe wire reset so that I can... What is it? Pipewire? No, it's opt. It's in the opt folder. Because I have a script there to reset Pipewire. Well, I know 2 other Linux streamers. Who? I'm curious. But yeah, let me open up the Tor statement on that. Okay. Tor de-anonymize Germany. Hold on, let me get the actual Tor statement. All right. We talked about this before, but we can talk about it again. So the article was on September 18th. Is Tor still safe to use? We're writing this blog post in response to an investigative news story looking into the de-anonymization of an onion service. Drop this in chat for y'all. Drop that in chat for y'all. over on the Twitch and the YouTube. Sorry, TikTok. Read this blog post in response to an investigative news story looking into de-anonymization of an Onion service used by a Tor user using an old version of the long-retired application of Ricochet. Oh yeah, that's right. They're using an old version of an app, which is why we always keep our systems up to date, schmuck. From the limited information, I'm skipping ahead. Tor users can continue to use Tor browser to access the web securely and anonymously, and the Tor network is healthy. Yeah, see? We encourage all Tor users and relay operators to always keep software versions up to date. From the limited information the Tor project has, we believe the one user of the long-retired application Ricochet was fully de-anonymized through a guard discovery attack. This was possible at the time because the user was using a version of the software that neither had Vanguard's Lite nor the Vanguard's add-on, which were introduced to protect users from this type of attack. This protection exists in Ricochet Refresh, a maintained fork of the long-retired project Ricochet, since version 3.012 released in June of 2022. So they haven't updated their system in two years. Let's be clear here. They didn't update their system in 2 years. The majority of vulnerabilities that are exploited out there are because people don't update their software. Case in point, let me see. Remember that big Equifax breach? What's up, time zone? Yeah. Equifax didn't patch an Apache Struts vulnerability. And I believe it was just one of the servers or something like that. Yeah. You see, most vulnerabilities, in my experience, aren't burning 0 days. They're going after vulnerabilities that people haven't patched. So that's why you need to have good vulnerability management programs in place. Of course, with open source software, you're dependent upon the community to do a lot of those patching themselves. Most Linux not save cups. I had to disable the service and enable NFW. Well, to be fair, you should have your stuff behind a firewall. And they should be blocking UDP port, they should be blocking port 631 on UDP. Because that's what runs cups. So, in practicality, most people, when they're doing things right, shouldn't be affected. But, yeah. We know a lot of times IT doesn't do things right. But anyway, Vanguard's Lite, released in 0.4.7, protects against the possibility of combining an adversary-induced circuit creation with circuit-based covert channel to obtain a malicious middle relay confirmed. Basically, yeah. They just had to update their software. Responsible disclosure. In contrast to the CCC Chaos Computer Club, who has provided access to the documents related to the case and was able to analyze and validate the reporter's assumptions, we were only provided a vague outline and asked broad clarifying questions that left us with the uncertainty of the facts and questions of our own. So there's a big question around responsible disclosure around this attack. But more or less, it's centered around update your software. Just update. Yeah, Kara, I'm live. It's alive!
In my recent video on...
Oh, okay. So let me make sure that you can hear this, because I want to see what is this on the port 2022 thing. Blah, blah, blah.
Up a production-ready VPS, I received a few questions in the comments about something I mentioned regarding SSH. In that video, I explained that I don't change the port that SSH listens on from the standard port of 22, as doing so is considered security through obscurity. This ended up being one of the most debated topics in that video's comments, with a number of viewers asking why I felt that way, and suggested that changing SSH from the standard port was still better than not, as doing so would improve the overall security
for
of the
2069.
system.
So this is where I've actually discussed this a little bit in past streams, where security through obscurity isn't the best form of security, because the security through obscurity is based on that people haven't recognized where your vulnerability is, and it's a one-time security, which means once it's discovered, you're no longer secure through this. So the honest truth is, I don't even change my ports a lot. What I do is I reinforce the defenses around it. So this is why I tell people you shouldn't be relying on security through obscurity a lot of the time. You should be reinforcing the gate they're knocking on. Now, you can do this with different things like port knocking. You should be assigning it to an SSH key, not base credentials. You should have fail to ban set up. So fail to ban, you can actually set up to limit the amount of attempts through the IP. So like you can like say limit like a few attempts per like 30 seconds or whatever ban amount of time you want to allot it to. So there's a lot of more things you should be focusing on than security through obscurity. And not to mention, at scale, this is annoying to manage. So, like, while it's like, oh, I got my own, like, 3, 4, 5 servers, that's great. Now, imagine you got to do this for a corporation, and you got to do it en masse. Now, you got to document the ports are differently for your developers to hit. So, imagine you're in a corporation that has dozens, hundreds, thousands of servers in AWS, Azure, Linode, Hetzner, you name it. Now they got to remember all the ports for all of them. It's not really going to help overall, except for that first initial discovery, and it's going to cause management problems more than anything. So with that being said, let's continue.
But is that actually the case? Well, in order to find out, I thought it would be a good idea to do a dedicated video on the subject. Not only giving my opinion as to why I don't personally change SSH from port 20.
I'd be interested to see what he says.
It doesn't improve security, some of the positives and negatives doing so can bring, and what I think are some better approaches instead. Before we jump in, I want to quickly take a minute to talk about the sponsor of today.
Okay, so before he gets into it, I'm betting he's going to mention failed to ban. He may mention CrowdSec, the cool alpaca. I like these guys. They're good. It's like failed to ban on steroids. Crowdsourcing your blocking. Open source, not affiliated, just cool stuff. Might be mentioning port knocking. Of course, there's the zero trust network access / VPN approach, although VPN should be phased out in favor of zero trust network access. And of course, SSH keys. That's my opinion. We'll see what he says.
Video.
Skip the sponsor.
Or clicking Brilliant's annual premium. To understand why I don't change SSH off the default port of 22, let's first define my original comment of security through.
Did Linus get his Twitter compromised again?
It's defined as the practice of concealing the details or mechanisms of a system in order to enhance its security. In more simple terms, this is similar to the concept of hiding in plain.
Did anyone else hear that? Because that's what Chris is saying.
Rather than hiding a password inside of a locked drawer, instead hiding it inside of the pages of a book. The idea is that by doing so, any would-be attackers would be focused on attempting to gain access to the locked drawer.
I don't know if it's the same guy.
Checking each page in a seemingly innocuous book. When applied to SSH, this is the same idea as setting the services port to something other than the standard of 22, and by doing so, it...
Not to mention, when doing all these things across different ports, you do an SSD scan, a Nessus scan. You got 65,500 and... Is it 35? You don't have a lot of, you don't have a lot of choices to go from in the grand scheme of things.
Or obscures the fact that SSH is running on the box. This, in theory, should prevent a number of automated bots from attempting to gain access through the SSH service, therefore increasing the overall security of the system. In addition to reducing authentication attempts, proponents
This stream is brought to you by Delete Me.
claim that by doing so, it also brings some further benefits, such as reducing both I/O
you joke.
utilization and storage on the machine through a reduced number of writes to the system's auth
You mentioned it.
log, which is a log file that contains all of the authentication attempts on the system, including SSH. On the surface of it, changing SSH away from the standard port sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, it does,
in
but...
reality, it doesn't actually.
And to be honest, I used to do this. I used to hide my ports until I saw the futility of it.
Prove security at all, and in some cases can actually hinder it. To explain why security through obscurity doesn't work, here I have a VPS instance with SSH running on a non-standard port. If I try to use SSH on this machine pointing it to port 22...
Yeah, you got IP whitelisting, but if you're in dynamic, it can be a pain.
Now let's pretend I'm an attacker, and I want to break into this VPS instance via brute force. How difficult is it for me to find which port SSH is running on? Well,
Not that hard.
As it turns out, it's not that difficult at all. If I use the following nmap command to port scan my VPS, which as a disclaimer...
I accidentally said Nessus when I meant Nmap. They both start with N, okay? There's a lot of confusing tools.
I would
But you could do
only
the same thing
recommend
with
it on
Nessus,
machines
too.
that you own. I can detect the SSH port in a trivial amount of time, which means I'm able to easily...
No, I don't have delete me auto
scripts
pop up
pointing it at the
yet.
SSH service. This is where security through obscurity starts to fall apart. Because, despite what the French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte
I'm not familiar with
said,
Linux
obscurity
FX.
doesn't last forever. And it's only really a matter of time before a remapped port is discovered, and we're back to relying on whatever security we have in place in order to protect our machine.
So basically what I was saying is, it doesn't really help you with security through obscurity.
Which we'll take a look at later on in the video. Now, to be fair, most advocates for changing SSH's port are aware that it doesn't improve security, instead focusing on security through obscurity as a probability reducer, lowering the odds of your machine being
Port knock, it's a
When it comes
thing,
to SSH,
but port
most
knocking
SSH
has the
security
issue
isn't
of
always the case,
documentation
as
and
it's a little more
scalability.
complicated than just changing the port to something non-standard. This is because the port that you do change it to matters quite a lot.
Fail to ban definitely is a big thing.
Another service called Shodan. If you're unaware, Shodan is a search engine designed to map and gather information about internet-connected devices and systems.
I gotta play with Shodan again, it's been a minute.
By performing scanning on IP addresses across the internet, in order to collect data on which
Thank you.
services and ports are available on each address. In our case, we can use Shodan to search for any detected IP addresses that have SSH running on port 22 by using the following query. When I execute this query, we can see it returns just over 18 million results, which is
I have a
lot.
problem, my OpenVPN is blocked out by my firewall on my laptop.
SSH running on the
Dude, I
standard
can
port,
put a
we can
VPN on my
also use
iPhone.
Shodan
That's
to
kinda
search for
weird.
Instances of SSH running on a non-standard port. This is achieved...
I don't know why it would work on one but not the other.
Port 22, using the following syntax. If I go ahead and run
I like to
this
set up
query,
HoneyD
it
on
returns
multiple
just
ports
under
on Honey
18
Drive.
results, around 10 million less than the
My
standard
VPN on my
port.
laptop, it works with
This
soft
by
ether
itself
VPN.
doesn't really tell us very much. However, there
You'd
is
have to look at your
evidence
logs.
why changing the port may not reduce the probability of an attack. If we take a look at the results by port, we can see there's actually a large number of hosts that share common port values, with the most common one being port 2222.
Like I said, you got what, 65,535 choices if I'm not mistaken? It's not a lot of variation. So, yeah.
With just over 600,000 hosts.
No, it's just the Trader Joe's
If we take a look at
veggie
the
pizza
top
with
10
some
ports on this
olives and
list, we
stuff
can see
on
that none of
added
them
to it.
are really random. Instead, these are ports that are easy to remember, and therefore are most likely...
Yeah, those are all very common things. And that's where a lot of people are going to end up messing up. Because like I said, how do you support this at scale?
one would choose when moving away from the standard port. Unfortunately, however, a significant number of people have the same idea, which means that these ports have a higher likelihood of being included in any opportunistic attacks. In order to prove that this is the case, I changed the SSH port on my VPS to 2222 and restarted the box. Initially, this did prevent the VPS from receiving any automated login attempts. However, this only lasted for about 20 minutes.
Yep.
After which, the attacks resumed and my auth.log was again logging these authentication attempts. However, when I changed my port to something less commonly used, I still hadn't received any authentication attempts after 24 hours.
Well,
therefore, not every port change is equal. So in order to have the greatest reduction...
Well, that's because most attacks you're going to receive on your network, they're automated. Oh, thank you. They're automated, so they're going to have a bot that's just pinging a lot of different stuff. And they're going after the things that happen to affect most people very often. So, but it's not going to help if you have an actual targeted attack. If you have a human behind that, they're going to do a little bit more than a scripted attack. Script kiddies can, run things like that.
Probability of being attacked, the port that SSH is remapped to is ideally one that is further down on this list, which means it needs to both be an uncommon port and somewhat random. But this comes with its own issues. The first of which is that if you're choosing a truly obscure port, it's likely going to be a port that's not easily remembered, which means,
like I said, how are you going to manage to set scale?
You'll probably want to write it down. The best place to do this is most likely your SSH config, which does have the benefit of making it easier to SSH into your hosts. Whilst this works for a solo developer on a single machine, it starts to become an issue when you have multiple machines, or work as part of a team, as you then need
scalability
to share this configuration. Not only this, but if you happen to have multiple hosts running SSH, then having them share an obscure port can be a security issue by itself. This is because in the event of a targeted attack, if attackers detect that SSH is running on an obscure port, they may then scan the internet for other instances of SSH running on the same port in order to detect which other IPs may belong to the same entity. And with a tool such as ZMAP, this can be achieved in under 5 minutes. So in that case, in order to be
security through obscurity only is a first layer, but it's not really a layer one should depend on. You should focus on everything else.
Truly obscure, each host would need to have a different port in order to reduce the effectiveness of a targeted attack. But by doing so, you're increasing your system's complexity. Not only this, but there's another security risk when it comes to changing SSH away from the standard port. This is because, most likely, the port that SSH is changed to is a non-privileged port. Privileged ports are those with a number less than 1024. These ports require root access in order to listen on, which acts as a security feature, as you can be somewhat confident that any services running on these ports are the real thing. By running SSH on a non-privileged port, this can become a security risk on any compromised machine, as it means attackers are able to spin up a fake SSH service to collect passwords and other authentication information. Not only this, but binding SSH to a non-standard port can cause other issues when working as part of a larger team. Typically, both,
like I said, scalability becomes a bitch.
Security teams and security software will expect SSH to be running on the standard port, and whenever SSH traffic is detected to be running on a non-standard...
Yeah, 2 digital exploit point. Never allow root logins. SSH key it. Once they log in, elevate. Only allow privileged elevation for certain users that actually need it. Reduce the permissions to certain other users inside of it. That's how I work at work. I log in, and that's a SU root or a sudo-i, depending on my mood.
Port, this tends to raise an alarm and kick off an investigation. This is because a common approach to setting up a backdoor on a compromised system is to set up an SSH server listening on a non-standard port. In fact, this is so prevalent that tools such as Elasticsearch, which are often used in security analysis, come with built-in rules for detecting when SSH is running on a non-standard port.
Yeah, that is a thing. So a lot of your security softwares like CrowdStrike, things like that, are going to check to make sure SSH is running on, standard ports. Otherwise, then you have to configure them to different ways. A lot of your security softwares are depending on the port being standard.
Therefore, by doing so intentionally, it can make it more challenging to set up processes to detect actual intrusions, as you're incorporating non-standard behavior into your system. Of course, if you're a solo developer, then you don't have a security team to contend with. However, you'll most likely still have to integrate with tooling that expects SSH to be running on the standard port. This includes tools that you'd find on your CLI, such as SCP, or even tools that are found in CI/CD, such as infrastructure as code, all of which would need to be configured in order to work with the port changes. All of this is why I don't change SSH away from the standard port, as by doing so, it adds a number of different drawbacks whilst providing little to no benefit. Instead, I prefer to focus on other security measures, rather than adding unnecessary complexity into my system. So what are some of these other security measures that we can use instead? Well, as I mentioned in my previous video, both removing root access and forcing key-based auth by disabling password authentication are two great places to start. But what if we
also use SSO with Okta or Duo, for example? So that's assuming you have identity and access management set up, which I do recommend, but a lot of developers that are doing it solo don't have the ability to, or don't want to expense it because there is an out-of-pocket expense. But yeah, totally worth it. Identity and access management.
reduce the number of automated attacks in order to prevent the auth.log from being spammed? Well, as I mentioned before, there are some other approaches that we can take. The first of these is to enable allow listing for your own personal IP. This is great if you happen to have a static IP at your home, as well as the ability to remotely access your home network if you're ever away, such as OpenVPN or WireGuard.
It's been a minute since I heard of Hamachi.
Static IP at home.
Most people don't have a static IP. I'd love a static IP, but I don't have a static IP. Therefore, I can't allow list like I want to.
If your IP is ever likely to change, which does happen with most residential ISPs, then this is a bad idea. Additionally, this approach isn't going to work if you foresee needing to use SSH on IPs that you won't know in advance, such as setting up an SSH server on your own home network to use for when you're away. Therefore, another approach is to use an open source tool called Fail2Ban, which was actually brought up in the video's comments. Fail2Ban is a daemon process that actively monitors your system's auth.log, and when it detects that an IP has performed too many failed authentication attempts,
Fail2Ban is like a required thing on anything I deploy.
Over time. This, in my opinion, is a much better approach to securing SSH, rather than changing the standard port, and will also provide the benefit of reducing writes from opportunistic SSH brute forces, of which there are a lot. As with both of these, there are a number of other options you can modify to harden SSH further. If you're interested, then I'll do a whole video looking at how to harden SSH in more detail. However, if you want to know more now, there's a great blog post by DigitalOcean.
Yep, that's actually that same post right here that he's referencing. Now, I was looking at the Ubuntu 18.04 version back in the day. That's how I learned a lot of this. DigitalOcean has some of the best documentation out there to get a lot of your basics for Linux system administration. I cannot recommend them enough. And you don't have to use a DigitalOcean box to do a lot of this, because DigitalOcean has a stock Ubuntu image out of the box, so you could apply a lot of the same documentation running out of your own lab or anywhere else. So, definitely recommend DigitalOcean's documentation.
Values you can modify in the SSHD config.
Granted, that's for 2004. We're now on 2404, so you're probably going to want to look at newer versions. There might be slight deviations, but most of this documentation should still apply because SSH hasn't changed too much.
On your own system requirements. You can find a link to this and all of the other sources in this video in the description down below. Otherwise, a big thank you for watching, and a big thank you to my newest channel members, Brian M. and Anthony Bullard.
The other thing that I use while you're looking at your VPS and stuff like that, let me pull this up. There's another software out there called CrowdSec. These cool guys. The cool alpaca. I met them at DEF CON last year. Really great bunch. So yes, they do have a enterprise version you can buy, but they also have a community supported version. Doesn't cost you anything. Basically what it is, they have several different things. The CrowdSec block list. Basically it's like Fail2Ban on steroids as well. And it collects a lot of these these IPs that are abusing things and preemptively blocks a lot of these things ahead of time. Spike Premium works for self-hosting the majority of the time. Yeah, a lot of their guides do work great. But yeah, crowdsec.net, really great resource. And you can put these block lists in a bunch of different firewalls or CDNs, so they work great in all different sorts of places. So look, MikroTik router, CPN, but they also have an integration, which I eventually need to roll out into my own firewall. See? pfSense. They have a pfSense integration. Thank you for the follow, Colorado Bryce. Thank you for the follow. Happy hacking, my brother. Or sister. We don't discriminate around here. That I was going to lock down all ports except 80 and 443 via Hetzner firewall, then use Tailscale to connect to my server. So the other thing that I would also recommend, defense in depth. Don't just worry about things at the firewall. Have them protect the firewall at the host also modified as well. So you're gonna want to get your IP tables a little bit more hardened. Get the firewall there. Just you want that defense in depth because what you're also going to need to be worried about is lateral movement. If somebody compromises another service in your system and it's in that same little subnet, whatever. You want to be worried about them pivoting and laterally moving. Have I ever used Casa OS? No, I have not. There's a lot of things I want to do, but I don't have the time. UFW should be fine. UFW just manages the IP tables and everything for you. What was the other thing I used to do? There's like I said, you can also bring in CrowdSec to manage a lot of these integrations and stuff. It's like here. Debian Ubuntu package. Play with it. Learn it. I think it'll be a good while to add onto it. But yeah, I agree with his points entirely. It's more or less the same thing I've been saying. Don't worry about security through obscurity. Worry about the, thank you for the follow, welfare. Worry about your actual base security. I don't remember, how many ports are there? Ah, I was right, 65,535. Is a Raspberry Pi 02W worth it? Define worth it. What are you trying to do? It's more a question of like what things you're trying to do with it. I mean, Raspberry Pis are very inexpensive platforms to work with. What's the Raspberry Pi 2W have on it these days? What's it got? 15 bucks. Quad core, ARM A53, 1 gigahertz, half a gig of RAM. Not bad. I want to learn how to code with it and maybe install Linux on it. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Here's a couple suggestions I would give. The Pi Zero, it's great for like really basic things. Tinkering and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong. 15 bucks, it's great. But what I would probably look at, the Pi 5. The reason why, you can do a little bit more. It has a little bit more oomph. You can get started there with a lot of different accessories. Once you get comfortable with the Pi 5, there's a whole world of single board computers. Let me show you one of my favorite vendors. This is Pi 64. They've got a lot of different SBCs. Some of these are more powerful. The Raspberry Pi 5 is the first Raspberry Pi, if I recall, to have AES acceleration. So it can do some cryptographic stuff a little bit better. These had it for a few years. Now, the next CPU I'd be looking at is, if you want to get a little bit more oomph, once you get past that, because this is the best bang for the buck you're going to get. Where are we at? Yeah. This is the best bang for the buck to entry level. If we go to a Mary Droid, which, by the way, a Mary Droid is one of my favorite vendors in the US for SBC computers. There's other ones around the world, but this is what I use in the US. You can get a lot of different ones around here. So you can get like all SBCs. They have like all the different vendors over here. Different ones have different varying levels of support. Ever use Latte Panda? Yeah. Hold up. Down here? Ah, yeah. Latte Panda. This is the Delta with the Intel N4100 and 4 gigs of RAM with an Arduino built. It's a nice little guy. A little bit underpowered for some of the stuff I wanted to do with it. I need to get a device with like 8 or 16 gigs of RAM. I want a low-powered CPU so I can start doing my Grafana sim, or dashboard at least. What I also want to do, I want to upgrade my pfSense firewall to an official pfSense Netgate firewall so I can reclaim my Supermicro box, put some better SSDs on it, and then turn it into a Wuzza sim. There's a few things I want to do. But yeah, there's a few SBCs on here. Now, if you want to get a little bit more power, this is out of stock right now. Something like this is what I'm looking at to upgrade my Grafana box for. 16 gigs of RAM, running an RK3588. That RK3588 is pretty nice. It's an 8-core CPU. But I need the RAM. And of course, you can put an NVMe SSD on there, as well as eMMC. So that's what I'm looking to do eventually. If I can order it again. And I also want to start moving into RISC-V, but RISC-V still has some work to be done on it. Yeah, the Latte Panda is nice as a quick NAS, but Barack. Dickheads. What it's like having 2 dogs. Would you quit biting me? Oh, you're a good boy. Although this weekend you were not a good boy. You peed on my bed, caused me to have to change my sheets, you shit in the bedroom, then you shit in the laundry room. You're almost 1 year old. You're too old for this shit. The Minis Forum 011. Let me see what this is. I like Minis Forum. So y'all don't get to see it that often, but there's a recording booth in here for when, you know, my friends used to come over, record music, and fuck around during the pandemic. And that recording booth PC is running Pop! OS on a Minis Forum little PC on 2 monitors that's mounted to the wall. And then, yeah. I like their stuff. Which one was it that we were looking at? Oh yeah, probably helps if I share my screen. You said 011, right? Oh, they've upped their looks and everything since I've last played with it. MSO1. Hold on. Oh yeah, this guy. It's not a bad deal. I will forever hate companies that force me to have to use light mode. Barebone, no OS included, so you gotta add memory to this, I guess. $32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. That's not a bad price. Even the i5 is kind of a nice little deal. The only thing that annoys me... No VESA. Is there no VESA mounting on this? That's annoying. Because, like, ideally, unless there's another kit... Like, this is, like, perfect to mount behind a, computer. Look at that! 10 gigabit, SFP plus network ports. That's nice. You know, for the price of this... I might just get one of those if I can swing it. Let's see... You know, I might just, like, look at the 12900 with 32 gigs of RAM for $679. That could be a nice little Grafana sim box. Get that monitoring my PF Sense, my Unify, and everything like that. Yeah, because what I'm looking to do, for those of you not familiar what Grafana is, I wish I had mine running up so I could show you, but maybe I can get an example here. And Grafana has noticed my content. They've sent me t-shirts. Because apparently if you look up Grafana on TikTok, I'm one of the only people talking about it. So if you go to Grafana, their website over here, they have an open source one, and they also have a free lab version, but they also have the ability for you to, they have a demo? They used to have a demo, if I can remember, where you could actually, like, play with how it looks. Ah, here we are. Grafana Sandbox. There we are. So imagine, if you will... You can make all these dashboards. So as much as I like Datadog, you can use Datadog as a source and make even better graphs and everything using Grafana. So like, let's see. Oh, yeah. Probably helps if I disable the JavaScript. Oh, let's go to some dashboards here. Demo, Doom. So you can actually have it show a bunch of different things. So like, look, you got Doom. That's kind of cool that they did it this way. You can check the ammo and everything. Just going to show you. Of course, you got to get Doom running on anything. Let's do a GitHub with like release info. So you can plot whatever you pretty much want. Trying to find a good one here. Let's see. Let's see. Docker and system monitoring. Okay, like imagine this is your Docker dashboard. So you could actually have all of your information shown here, like your uptime, your containers, disk space, memory swap. So you could actually have a dashboard here. You could log in and then see everything going on rather than having to actually log into the box. And now you could tie all the box's information in. There's so much you can do with this. I love Grafana. There's a few dashboards out there that allow you to send telegraph data to Grafana to plot out your PF sense, and then I would probably need to set up a Graylog server as well to be able to pull the information. And then I could have my IDS and IPS showed up so I could have my Suricata information displayed. So as I'm getting all that stuff. So imagine I could have a better dashboard for me to actually see real-time information for when I need to do diagnostics and analysis on my network. And what I also used to do with Grafana was I would have a daemon run every 30 minutes. That would just run speed test CLI to go to speedtest.net, run a speed test, then plot it. That was so great because when my ISP was giving me BS about, well, your network looks good on our end, I continuously was able to plot out throughout the day the drops and everything. They have never messed with me on my support calls since. I think they have a note on my account. This guy is a pain in the ass. I think 1 or 2 years ago it had issues. Amazon has their own image of Grafana, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they actually have it built in to, like, do all the stuff properly. Is this Unix? I'm on Linux, but yeah. Are you using the YubiKey Flatpak or the Astral application? You know, I can't even remember. Flatpak. Oh yeah. Flatpak list. Couldn't remember the command. Let's get that widened out. Yep, I'm using the Flatpak. So, yeah, Grafana, good platform, fun to play with. Although I do like Datadog a little bit better, because Datadog ties in the dashboard and all that stuff. Thank you for the follow there, Laser Streams. Anyway, the reason why I like Datadog is you can have an agent that can actually be installed onto the hardware of your devices you're trying to monitor. So that way you can actually hold up. Is YouTube not up? God damn it. I was trying to wondering, like, was my chat not showing up on that for some reason? Hold up. YouTube Studio. Yeah, go live. Okay. But yeah. Datadog lets you install an agent on the actual devices, whereas Grafana doesn't have its own agents to install on things, so you have to pull that data in from other things to have the data sent in, and you have to have it tie into databases. So you can actually, if they let me show, because this is just a sandbox. I don't think they let me. I have the cost management here. But, you can use, yeah, there we are. You can use all these different these data sources here as your, information. So you can have it tied into Elasticsearch, Datadog. You can give it plain CSV data. Like, all of these different sources are built in. So you can have all that information just feed in. What is better, Parrot or Kali? Parrot for daily use, Kali if you're running it on a flash drive or a virtual machine. Although you can run Parrot off a flash drive or a virtual machine, but Parrot's meant to be a daily driver. So, yeah. Ideally, we would be able to run a local instance of AWS on that with a huge honking hard drive. What? Grafana? Yeah, you can do that. But the reality is, I still prefer Datadog in most enterprises, at least as the first layer. Yeah, you know what sucks? I think my firewall's blocking that. Yeah, I think, yep. It's because I have too hard of a block list. I was running into that issue when I was running Datadog stuff at home. Wah, wah, wah. As a business, Datadog is best. Oh, I totally agree. But yeah. Yeah, totally think that Grafana is slept on a lot and should be played with a lot more by different individuals. You paid Datadog for home use? No, not yet. I don't have Datadog in my home. Yet. As I start getting more monetization available from my content and stuff like that, I plan to do more stuff so that I can actually show you what a business would be rolling with different things with identity and access management, XDRs, a SIM, system information and event monitoring, extended detection and response. I do have email security, a little bit of IAM set up, but I got some more stuff I want to do. It's just one of those, like, I got to get more money for that kind of thing. Home labbing is expensive, yo. You know?
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
So, yeah. As I monetize my YouTube more, potentially get sponsors, affiliate money, things like that, that money's going to feed into the home lab, so that way I can do better content around all of that stuff. Because originally, well, the honest truth is all the money that I've made off of TikTok, Twitch, everything has just gone right back in. I haven't paid myself for any of this stuff. The only people that have gotten paid from the money that I have are the people that I'm paying for the services being rendered. And that's namely so far one of my mods who does the clips. So I have one mod that actually does all the clips that you've been seeing on TikTok and YouTube Shorts lately, where I send him the videos that I'm working on, and then he clips them out for me. And then, of course, pay my graphic designer for the artwork and stuff like that that she does. And the rest of the money goes into my home lab and building things like that. What could you do with my IP? Well, it hurts when IP. There's not a lot you can do with an IP other than poke at it and see what's available and things like that. I think people over-exaggerate what you can do with an IP. Notice your Dado shirt. I'm sorry. Hey, I got this when I was in the MSP world. It's a free shirt. They used to be great. I used to love Dado. Dado BDRs were amazing. Then they screwed it up! Oh, what is it on screen? This is a Grafana sandbox that I was just showing off, so you could make dashboards and stuff. Hold on. Let's see. What demos do they have in here? Okay, so it's pulling in some data. All right, so like this is like an AWS IoT Twin Maker mixer alarm dashboard. So you could actually, you know, imagine you had a video feed coming in. You could have a scene. Like, look, I'm interacting with that. So imagine you had a warehouse with information and you had this kind of stuff. Now, let me show you in the real world a tool that y'all can use that's built on Grafana. A lot of you are going to love this. So there's a website called lag.wtf. Okay? Lag.wtf. If you go here, it goes to a dashboard someone's actually created that shows the latency of ISPs around the world. So if you're ever having issues in a big corporation, you can actually look at this map to see, is there an issue not just with your ISP or the service, but the connections between countries and different ones. So like you can look at the different latencies across, you know, where they are in the world. So imagine you've got assets in different parts of the world. You can be like, well, I'm here in America. You know, this is why it's working okay for me. But then you have, like, say, an office, I don't know, like in Spain. No, wait, that's France. I'm an idiot. That's France. I think that's France. See, now we're having to pull up a map because I need to see if I'm an idiot or not. I know I'm an idiot, but... map of Europe. That's Spain!
Emotional, damn it!
How the hell did I mess that up? Like, I'm like sitting over here like, oh yeah, Portugal's over here. And I'm like thinking that's France. And I'm like, wait a minute. Portugal, bro. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Hold up.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah, so basically because of the politics, the Musk satellite bullshit is over. Musk screwed himself. Musk is like... Take politics aside. He's just making L after L with decisions based on ego. Take all the politics aside. You're bad at that. Bro, I'm the one that's actually been overseas. I'm supposed to be here for some work in a couple... Like, this is France, okay? Yeah. Like, I should have known. Like, France, Maginot Line, and then, of course, you've got Austria over here and Germany, and then, of course, you got that. Then you got Belgium with their gun smuggling, and Netherlands with their pot smoking, and... I'm just going on stupid shit at this point, okay?
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Now, you know who's not real? Australia. Australia doesn't exist. Because the birds aren't real. Anyway, sorry. Which Linux OS is this? This is Pop OS. They're doing alright, Cosmin. We're just watching me fail epically at geography as I show them a tool here. So, this is lag.wtf. I recommend looking at this if you start having latency issues in different parts of the world with, like, say you're in a corporation, like I'm out in America, of course, and then let's say you have a few assets around the world and you're suddenly having issues in a few data centers, not just AWS or stuff. Yeah. I can hardly find California on a global on phenomenon maps. California's here, bro. We stopped paying my premium member subscription, and they timed the blue check mark removal without notice and during a live as if to embarrass us no more. Wait, what happened? Don't piss off the Brazilians. The Brazilians control airspace in most of the southern hemisphere. Wait, do they? Hold up. For some reason, I guess that makes sense. If you look at the southern hemisphere, break it down over here, they would, well, them and India would probably be the most spacefaring nations, wouldn't they? Huh. Interesting. Is that a flight tracker? No. It's a latency tracker. Now, if you want to do a flight tracker, hold up. If you want to do a flight tracker, 1 second, let me just pull this up. We want to talk about flight tracker. There you go, Elon Musk's jet, right there on Mastodon. Can't do anything about that, Elon. Suck it. Yeah, this is still working. I remember, like, the second he got kicked off of Twitter, he just moved it to Mastodon, and there's also a Blue Sky equivalent. So don't expect to get any real information on that. What, this? It's good enough. You see, Elon didn't really do enough to hide his stuff. As if I remember correctly, when you're a business trying to hide a jet, it's not as easy as if you do it under an individual. But he's doing it under an LLC for the tax deductions. Because if you notice, it's under Falcon Landing LLC, a different company. But you can only have so much entropy when you have your own swarm of jets. That's why Sergey Brin and Louis Arnault sold their private jets, and they rent jets. Because what you can do is you can go to these like private jet brokers and stuff like that, rent their jets, use their tail numbers, and then you can't correlate who's flying whose jet. ADSB is an absolute failure, and the subscription in the FAA is batshit crazy. It's not really an absolute failure. It's a technology that's been built since the 1990s, so it wasn't 1990s, 1980s. Although, if you do go to DEF CON, they talk about all the ADSB interception attacks and stuff like that. Like we were talking about the, they were talking about the what? Interception of the satellite ADSB equivalent or whatever it's called. Yeah, really great talk on that. Found you from your DEF CON vids and you're becoming one of my favorite creators. Appreciate you, homeboy. Yeah. I did DEF CON vids a little bit, but I'm moving more to YouTube for content because TikTok just kind of is a dick with pushing out my content to my community and everything. And with YouTube, I can get further in depth on things. Right now, I'm actually working on recording a video talking about privacy, smartphones, and things like that. Well, I'll give you all the high-level talk and everything. So I made a video a while ago. You probably heard about this, a couple of these snake oil phones. I'll get deep into them later on. And then we can take a break, because I gotta pee in a little bit. So there's two phones that, one caught my eye because I saw ads coming across for it. The other one, I was asked to look into. So the first one was the unplugged phone. This just screamed snake oil, I'm trying to sell you a BS kind of thing, because the red flag with this phone, there was no open source repository. There is no open source repository with this phone, and they're basically selling you a bunch of services. Of course, you got these people over here, they're like, I love mine, you know. And a lot of these just seem like bots, don't they? Like, if you go through these, like, these are old Twitter people. I really gotta question a lot of these people. And you know who it's targeting? It's targeting people that really don't know any better. Yeah, a lot of these just really just, you know, it's the same thing. We are hating on the unplugged phone. I'm going to be making an overall YouTube video talking about this a little bit further. I've got videos going into this. Hold up. See, what was it? Oh, hold on. See, I got videos I'm starting to record to cover this for YouTube. So, I'm working on this. I don't know what Hazard V2 is, and can you quit spamming the chat, buddy? Or I'm gonna have to mute you. Ask once and move on. This is the unplugged phone. Some snake oil BS phone that, basically, here's the problem that I'm seeing, and I'm going to get further into this on a YouTube video. They are targeting people that don't know any better, and they're selling private phones as a product, instead of understanding that privacy is more of a mentality. There is no silver bullet when it comes to being private and secure. Let me put it this way. I can give you a castle. I can build you a moat, give you a drawbridge, put piranhas, alligators in that moat, have archers at the towers, everything. You lower that drawbridge and let people in, none of that matters. What you're trying to say is you have to do it yourself. Yes, but here's the thing. And this always irks people. Do you want to know what the best phone is to buy out the box in terms of privacy? If you don't want any frits or frills, and you're kind of worried about privacy in terms of policy and all that, do you know who it is? And I'll give the follow-up with what's the better choice afterwards. Apple. Apple is still out the box the most private cell phone. We're talking about no tweaks, just open it up and use it. Provided you're not logging in anything stupid and giving away your data, they are the most private out the box without having to do any tweaks or anything. Now, the GPT, we'll revisit that once it gets to it, but my understanding is I can disable that shit. Out the box. Now, in terms of, let me make sure I got the QR code covered because TikTok gets to be a dick. Now, in terms of you want to be even more private, this isn't out the box. Get yourself a Pixel phone. Put Calyx or Graphene OS on it, and that'll be even more private. But you have to buy a Pixel device for those. And the other issue is they don't really work with Google Wallet and a couple other things as well. So, yeah. Can't swallow an iPhone as a daily driver. Why not? Here's the thing. If you just use a phone as its basic purpose, there's really not much difference that matters between this Pixel, this Samsung S23, or this iPhone. How do you install OS on it? Have to jailbreak it or something? Just read the Graphene OS or Calyx instructions. It'll walk you through installing Pixel on it. It wasn't that hard. It was more time consuming than anything. Waiting for the Pixel 10 to throw Graphene OS on it. I still got my Pixel 7a and I'm loving it. What's the best way to separate my computer from the rest of my network in case it gets compromised? Unplug it. That's the best way to isolate your computer from a compromise if your network gets compromised, is to make sure it's not connected. But if you're talking about isolating it further, with connectivity to the internet, you're going to want to either physically segregate the network or at minimum virtually segregate it with a VLAN. Pixels get too hot and back glass cracking is frustrating. Here's the reality. What the hell are y'all doing on these phones to make them get too hot? Like I said, use your phone as a phone. Don't try to use it as your everything device. What do I use my... The honest truth is, the only thing I do different on this Samsung phone, I use it as the camera to record my content for when I'm not at my desk for YouTube and stuff. It's the only one with the TikTok app on it. The Pixel, that's what I take to DEF CON and things like that, or when I need my other number and I don't want to give out my personal number. My iPhone, it's just doing basic YouTube and Discord and all those things. Like, I really don't understand when everybody's like, my phone gets too hot. What the hell are you doing on it, man? It's a phone. Next thing you're going to be telling me, you know, my Toyota Prius, it just isn't that great in a drag race. A phone is a phone. Understand the limitations with a phone. How do I make my iPhone safe? It's more about what you do on it than what you do to it. In most cases, an iPhone's going to be pretty safe. The only thing I could argue to do in addition to the iPhone, password manager. I like Proton Pass and Bitwarden. Links in bio for that if you want to use Proton Pass. I'm not a big fan of the Apple Password Manager because the Apple Password Manager only works on Apple devices and Windows. It's really clunky. Proton and Bitwarden work on Mac, Windows, and Linux, and Android and iOS. The other thing is I would... Now, hear me out before you jump on me. A VPN is a nice thing to have in a public Wi-Fi. I'm not saying have a VPN all the time. If you're mostly at home and mostly just connecting at your work network, don't bother with a VPN. Now, if you're traveling using airport Wi-Fi, you're connecting to hotel Wi-Fi, things like that, a VPN is worthwhile to have. Not just for the geographical capabilities of accessing Hulu and stuff like that when you're away, but I don't trust public Wi-Fi. Proton is very dodgy. It's free, and that's all that needs to be said. Proton's not dodgy. Go read their privacy policy. They have a paid-for plan. You just have to pay for it, and then it gets a little faster. Proton's stance, you have to understand that's different than Google's. Proton believes privacy is a right to everyone. That's literally in their, like, whole mottos and ethos and everything. They just limit a lot of what you can do on the free plan. Having it plugged into a car running Android Auto and Spotify running a 6-hour journey and it's boiling to the touch. Well, here's an idea. Put a fan on it. You put any phone on your dash where the sun's going to be directly on it for 6 hours, yeah, it's going to be hot. I don't care what phone you have. It's going to be hot. Put a fan on it. I think people forget. All right, you want an experiment here? How many of you have actually used a magnifying glass on ants? Now, another experiment. put a thermometer at the edge where the glass is, where your car is. You're going to see that's going to get a lot warmer than the ambient air on the rest of it. Put a fan on your phone when it's on that hot area. What I do is I have my phone on an arm, so it sticks out to the side of me, so I can always see it on Google Maps, and then I don't get the distracted driving tickets and everything. But it's also just enough that it's in the airflow area. What does it even mean, safe? What I think they mean by safe is, did they make it safe to first base? Only reason my phone gets a pop-up saying warning phone overheating is I Uber Eats on my bike in direct sunlight. See? I think people overlook the power of the sun a lot of times with your phones. Under the dash, in the dark, in a cubby. Well, then you got no airflow. I love WireGuard to VPN back home when on public Wi-Fi or cellular. That's an option. If you can do that. What is it, dynamic DNS, or do you have a static? I want a static IP. I think as we get older, we all want a static P. Dynamic DNS. Nice. There's a clip-on fan for phones meant for gaming. Oh my god. Gaming on a... Why do people do this? Like, if you're gaming on a phone to the point you need a fan, you got problems, buddy. Like, your phone is good at Candy Crush. Your phone shouldn't really be doing Fortnite. I know it's an option. Walking into you talking about static IP is always an eye-opener. See, that's on you for not coming into the stream earlier. I have a static one, V4. Man, you can get some money out of that. That's why they're putting vapor chambers now on phones. I find it ridiculous to the levels phones are having right now. Like, how much more are you doing on a phone? What do I use my phone for? I use my phone to call people, to video chat with them, to shitpost on Threads, to talk on Mastodon, to watch idealists rage on things about Blue Sky, and then to take pictures of passwords on modems and serial numbers because I can't remember that crap as I'm diagnosing things. Notice I didn't say selfies. I don't really do selfies. And at what point do selfies become ussies when you have multiple people in a photo? Random fact. Random question. I'll admit, I play COD on my phone. Well, sir, I must find a COD and smack you in the face with it. I smack you with a fish. I'm kidding. I use my phone as a media device. I use it mostly for YouTube while I'm walking around the house. Which, by the way, I've been watching quite a few different YouTubers. Of course, we got Philip DeFranco. We've got my usual 3 times a week dosage of the financial audit, which I've been getting into. A few weeks ago, I came across this guy, D'Angelo. I like his little commentary videos. They're kind of nice. It's kind of interesting. He had this video talking about, like, apparently, like, grew up in a more Christian household and everything, and there is this video talking about how churches are apparently showing reduced attendance from younger generations. Which, okay, like, honestly, I find that fascinating as someone who's not Christian, was never raised there. Like, you have to understand, we're really fascinated by the whole Christian, like, whole thing, like, with denominations and, like, how that works from a Jewish household. Because, like, we were never forced upon, like, the ways, like, that was like that. Like, I was literally just told, like, okay, this is the way we do things. You're going to learn all about the Jewish ways. When you're old enough, do whatever the hell you want with it. But we want you to know about your faith and your religion and your ethnicity and everything. I find it fascinating looking at cults and stuff like that. Like, There's just a lot of stuff there that we're just like sitting there, even as kids, like, they actually believe this stuff? Are they forced to? They actually what? Sorry, that was my little tangent. I just don't know how people play COD games on a phone. I am too slow. I can't do fingers on a phone for games. My brain don't react fast enough. Yeah, my fingers aren't great on playing on a phone. They're great with playing with other people. They're adding stronger Snapdragons for gaming. You can play some Steam games on phone through an app. See, at minimum, I need a controller. Ideally, I need a keyboard and mouse. Which, by the way, it should be done. Yes, God of War Ragnarok has finished. Yeah, I got God of War Ragnarok because I've never played a God of War game, and some people were telling me to play this, so I got that, and then later on, probably next week, we will do, see, I still need to do Fallout 4. Still need to finish that. I haven't played through all of Fallout 4. And, privacy phones equals feds honeypot. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you don't believe me, what was it? The Anom phone. When the FBI actually ran their own, phone provider. Yeah, but this is what I'm going to be talking about in some upcoming content. In terms of privacy phones, I only trust things that have open source repositories. You can buy controllers that slide onto the top and bottom of your phone. That just sounds like a Steam Deck with extra steps. I don't know. That's just me. Are these just the art books? See, here's what annoys me about, like, DLC like this. That it's like, you can get the digital art books and all that. Do you understand when we used to get deluxe editions of games, you actually got, like, the Master Chief helmet. You got physical books. You got physical things. But, yeah. Anyway, quick bathroom break. And then I want to go play through, I think this is the final boss of Wukong. See if we can beat that game. And then maybe do God of War Ragnarok. Or if I get frustrated enough with Wukong, we'll switch to God of War Ragnarok. We gotta do some gaming on Linux time. We didn't really do much of that last time because the hurricane knocked out the thing. Gaming industry has lost its charm. Definitely. What do I do for a living? Cybersecurity. Engineering. Cybersecurity engineer. That's what I do. Anyway, nature's calling. Gotta pee. Be right back. If you're on Twitch, there's gonna be some ads rolling. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. It's gonna be a BRB screen. I time these things to my bladder because I'm young enough to be able to do that. And we are back. I forgot to put on my, this is still one of my favorite badges. There we go. The chakra badge. Gotta make it all shiny. Lights. Whee! Wait. Let's get it more trippy. Maybe there's somebody that comes in on hallucinogens or something. Where's the button? There's the button. I always forget how to do the thing. Now the bangle does that. And then... do the eye demo. There we go. Get an eyeball just looking at you. Ah. Ah, bitch. Alright, let's reset the pipe wire just in case it lost sync, because sometimes the NVIDIA card gets stupid with the capture card. Gotta figure out why that is. But also, I'm kind of lazy, so... New to your channel, do you think you need a boot camp or schooling to do cybersecurity? No. I didn't do schooling for my stuff. I didn't do a boot camp for my stuff. All of my stuff, honestly, I've done through home labbing, tinkering in the field and stuff like that. Find yourself a good group of mentors and friends and stuff like that. Tinker around. I mean, if you want, you can join the Discord I have, link in the bio. And, got a bunch of us that mess around with things. I mean, the server gets kind of quiet here and there because a lot of us have lives and jobs, but we're there. It's a nice growing little community. So, no, you don't need boot camps. No, you don't need college for it. Some people learn better in a classroom, but honestly, I think you can do fine without it. I didn't go to college. I didn't get boot camps. I honestly went to school for being an apprentice electrician because I didn't want to necessarily go down the same route of my dad where he was in IT and everything. And, you know, like the whole thing of, you know, as a kid, you don't really want to necessarily do the same thing as your parent. So I kind of did apprentice and electrician. Then I realized I like AC. Then I went back into the whole IT and everything background, worked my way up from IT support and all that. And then I've officially been in a cybersecurity engineering role for about 2 years now as full time. But I've been doing cybersecurity more or less with networking for quite a few years. Most technology may be most professionally work, generally the so-called project-based learning. However, you need to understand that you can't just be doing shit that'll get you killed. It's really I need hands-on. I need to see stuff in person. I hate reading text. Yeah, that's why I read text and then I try applying stuff and then bash my head into a wall until I get things working. Sometimes I just think about how I can do things, and a lot of the big points were learning to do things while I was in the field, and then taking home a lot of those stuff so that I could make those things work better in my own home lab. Thank you for the insight. I'll join the Discord. Yeah. Happy hacking, my brother. Or sister. We don't discriminate. Or they. Or... We'll just go happy hacking, person. We'll go with that. Okay, so last we were at, I was getting my ass whooped by the final boss, I think this is. I think we'll spend a few minutes, and then I'll probably go to, what you call it? God of War Ragnarok, if I get pissed. I need the evil repelling medicant, but Appreciate the roses, just a dreamer. When health is low, chilled state, moderately, maximum stamina, 4 Bane's resistance. For a long duration. Resurrection before triggering life-saving strand for a long duration. Maybe I can do that as just a way to get around. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. What the hell did I have up there? Oh, okay, so I know what I gotta do. Hold on. Can I collect my ingredients that I have in this place? Uncle Bezos made bookshelf. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so this was the little retreat that I unlocked last time. Now, I did hear that there is a way to, like, replay, this entire game with some of the things that you've collected and all that. Like, some people call it New Game Plus.
Mine eyes doth see the Tao from the confines of my... This is what my ceaseless toil finally yields.
Alright, what do you got for me, buddy?
Oh, patience, as the heat has yet to suffice.
Okay. What you got to buy? Alright.
You'd better follow a prescription. Each pill is a means to an end. My destiny's course. I can't avenge.
My cousin's addicted to this game. Oh, it's great.
You sheep curd.
I really think this could be Game of the Year. No joke. This could be Game of the Year.
In this world, only... No harvest without hard work. Oh, who's there to lend me comfort?
May Lord Lao illuminate your path, brave.
Okay, let's see. Wait, celestial medicines. I don't have any mind cores. So, mortal medicines. For the mere mortal.
A formula from Toshita. Impeccable. Not a medicine.
A Lung Aura.
Change your destiny. No shame in taking the pills. More.
Alright. Mount Huago. I think this is the final boss area, if I remember correctly. I turned on my computer and looked down because I saw a light and I forgot I had my external CD drive attached. Man, it's been so long since I've even used a CD. I don't even know where my external CD drive is. I've not owned a CD drive since 2019. That's what I'm saying. Okay, the Essence concoction. God damn it. Come on. Uh-huh. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, come on, buddy. Shit. God damn, I was at the edge of the map. Come on. Oh, I'm boned. Okay, so now we got phase 2. I was ripping my movie to my computer to watch without glitches. Oh, hold up. I was wondering why comments weren't going through. Alright. Damn it! It's my fan! Come on, buddy. No, boo-boo. Messed that one up. Shit. Okay, hold up. Wait. Not what I wanted. Lungora. Dose. Get back here! Get off your fucking Nimbus! Shit. Ouch. Okay, so I'm gonna need to switch that out with... life-saving pill. Okay, so let's switch the Mirage pill out for... just in case. Come on, buddy. Shit. That was a dumb move. Hit, boned. Fuck! No, I didn't do all the secret bosses for the good ending. I just know I got boned. I haven't done all the secret bosses. And I used up all the tricks. Longevity concoction, everything. I was like this close. I'll come back to that another one. I'll come back another time to do that one. In the meantime, we can do another game, which I did download to see what it's about. Because I did finally pay for it, because I'm like, hemming and hawing. Yeah, this fight on the first playthrough is tough. I guess. I'll have to, like, run through it a little bit more. You do the giant Shinda dang fight. This fight crashes my CPU on both my systems. Why is it not doing the thing? I swear to God, if this decides to be a dick. Why is it not doing the thing? The thing is not thinging. Here, we'll use the, flat pack. Maybe that'll make it work. Not the flat pack, but the, Proton GE in a flat pack. Okay, great. You're just being a dick. I'm gonna run a flat pack update, because I know there's a flat pack update for all this stuff. Mwah. And while that's working, let's, look up what could be the issue. Station, PC, SDK, missing, Proton DB. Is PlayStation starting to be a dick about it? Let's start. Yeah, like there's people mentioning here. Okay, so GE Proton 9-14 apparently includes it. Alright, so Proton, GE. Let's download that. Wait, where's the releases? Releases. Okay, so they got 915. Nice. Wait, no, I don't need the source. I need the release. Quit that. Download that. How do you use that though? The GE Proton flat pack. Oh, that's simple. You just download the flat pack and then it just kind of extracts, so you kind of have the latest version or whatever you're flat packing stuff to. So chances are I'm going to already have that. I just also like to have the old versions too. Although, let me see. What is it? Flathub.org. So if you go search it, Proton, sometimes I notice it ends up being just a little bit behind. Where was it? I could have sworn I grabbed it from here. I know it exists because it's on my system. Of course, it just gets mixed in with everything else called Proton. Anyway, you install the Proton package. Or did I grab it just from here? I might have been lazy and just grabbed it from there. On desktop, game requires Steam Deck equals 1. Okay. Unless you use GE Proton 9-14, which includes the argument. Well, what we're gonna do... We're gonna download all these things. Take their minute. In the meantime... Boom. Steam Deck equals 1. Oh, well, now it's just being a dick because I just did the flat pack updates. That's fun. This is the problem. When you do your flat pack updates, then you have to reload everything. Because in here, I think with some of the NVIDIA driver updates, or at least the integrations for them. So we'll give that a second. Oh, the GE Proton, how do you use it? You just go to Steam, you close your Steam when you update it, and then it'll show up as one of the options. It just it unpacks it to that area. Okay, so now we want that. Now, where's the folder I have to extract this to? See, they have the flat hub, see? Manual, blah, 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 snap. Ew. People want to use a snap package? Ew. Use a Steam flat pack. Enable Proton GE custom. Let's see. Show hidden. Is it var? Yeah. var. App. com.valvesoft. And okay, so all those are updated. And it is under data, Steam, compatibility tools.d. I always like to just manually put my stuff because sometimes I notice old versions run a little bit better. All right. Now. Well, do you have the flat pack version of Steam installed? Because I think it has to work with that. Okay, so now let's try this again. Running install script. It's doing a thing. There we go. And it's still using the Steam 9.112. 9-12.
To enable screen reader, press square button.
Wait, there's nothing on the screen. God damn it. Oh, there we are. I swear to God, if this requires me to sign into a Sony account, I'm backing the hell out immediately. Allow data collection. Limited. So it's compiling. So let's do the recap, because I haven't actually, played this series.
She wanted us to spread her ashes on the highest peak in all the realms.
God of War is one of those game series I've always wanted to play, but I didn't have a PlayStation.
Trust me.
You are God.
Leader of the Vanguard, once yes, but no longer.
There's only one person alive who can get you where you need to go. First, you need to cut off my head. Odin's eye is on you, brother. Especially now that you've taken to killing his kin.
When I came to these shores, I chose to live as a man. But the truth is, I was born a god, and so were you.
We can do whatever we want.
There are consequences to killing a god!
Mother.
Back off, Kratos. This has nothing to do.
Okay. I wish they gave a little bit more context into, like, what's going on for people that haven't played this before.
It's Mother. Look, she was a giant. I'm a giant. I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. The giants called me Loki?
A question for another day.
So, he's Loki, you're Kratos, got it. It's for players who want an adventure that's equally focused on story and I'll do balance. PSN account once, but you can't sign out and still play. Interesting. Doesn't seem to be requiring an account now. So honestly, I do like a lot more single-player games because they allow you to have story and stuff, and multiplayer games, I don't know. Multiplayer just seems to suck, especially with all the kernel level shit that they're requiring in a lot of these games. Besides the fact that it can't work on Linux, but on some of them, unless the developer checks the box. But it feels like multiplayer games are just lacking a lot. Whereas, like, we used to get games with really great story and then would have some multiplayer.
Hungry?
So he fletched some arrows.
What's next?
Oh. Storm is getting worse.
So is this a game I can do with keyboard or mouse, a keyboard and mouse, or do I have to actually use a controller for this, like I do Wukong? Since it's Sony controller. Do you use Unreal? What do you mean, do I use Unreal? The engine? I don't know, it's whatever the game's running. And I'm amazed how fast it's running, even with the shaders still compiling.
Need help?
What I mean by that is, if you look on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, it's still compiling the shaders. I'm only 2/3 done. Normally, there's quite a bit of a lag when you don't have the shaders compiled.
Ready?
Splitgate's new game controllers currently Windows only, and they're working hard to make their custom anti-cheat Linux compatible, since both... What's Splitgate?
I hope Fenrir got some sleep. Maybe he'll be ready to eat when we get home.
He is quite sick, Trace.
I know, but he was a little better yesterday. Until he wasn't. If he keeps eating, I'm not giving up on him.
Both community and people on the team use Linux. Huh.
Hear that?
Yes.
What's Splitgate?
Is it hurt?
Not much of a gamer into that kind of thing, so just curious.
The state is not far. Get ready.
up that easy. Would she?
She never does. Stay alert.
Oh yeah, I can see. You're gonna need the controller for this more.
There she is! Brother! Let go of him! Got you! Gotta get away from her!
I'm trying.
Up there! What's she? Look out! The trees! They're coming down! That was too close. She's coming around again!
I do not wish to fight you.
I'm losing my grip here! Oh, Father!
I have you. Hold tight. Protection stave is near.
Apex Legends meets Halo and Portal. Interesting.
Oh no! Freya, we're not your enemy!
Freya, what?
Please don't make me do this! We're through for Stave. We made it.
Let us go home.
Didn't he just get stabbed?
Up. I'm sorry I couldn't take the shot.
I did not wish you to.
I keep hoping she'll let
Christopher
it go.
Judge.
You saved her.
Wait, wasn't he Teal'c
Son,
in Stargate?
there's no letting that go.
Yeah. I guess killing Baldur really did bring on Fimbulwinter. Never stopped snowing after that day. Think it's ever gonna get better?
Yeah, this is definitely more of a controller game.
But the worst is still ahead of us. We must be strong.
Blasphemy. I'm using an Xbox controller on a PlayStation game. Yeah. Hey, you got force feedback on this game. That's nice.
I got it.
Just Mac. No, this is Patrick. Xbox controller on PlayStation game playing on Linux.
I will get the deal.
Go on, girls.
I do that every day with the PS2 emulator and my old PS2 DVDs. I don't know. I just still feel more comfortable with the Xbox controller than I do the PlayStation. You know, as cold as it is, you'd think he'd bundle up a little bit more. But, you know, you can tell his priorities because at least his nipples are covered. Just saying. Yeah, I use a 360 controller still as well.
I don't hear him. He always says hello.
Atreus.
Fenrir. You okay, boy? It's okay. okay, boy. You're okay.
Or poppers.
I know. I missed you too. Where's your food? Still hungry? Come on, boy. You need to eat. Eat. Why? Too big? There you go. Good boy.
Atreus, the time draws near. You must prepare yourself.
For what? He's still eating. He wants to live.
He is dying.
You're a good boy. A brave boy. Fast and strong. But you can rest now. Okay? I'll be okay. You can let go now.
Or poppers.
Let go.
Got a dedicated AMD GPU for Linux. Finally, no more rebooting to switch prime profiles. I'm on NVIDIA full time.
Hey, Thon. Sofna. Sofna. Sofna.
Come. We train.
What? No. It's the middle of the night.
Night does not stop our enemies.
Why? What for? Training is all we ever do. Ever. It's not enough. We can't hide forever.
We do not hide. We prepare for a fight for which we are not ready. We'll go.
Time is running out. The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming. Whatever Loki's supposed to be doing, he's supposed to be doing it now. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
Oh, this is God of War Ragnarok.
I just want answers.
And if those answers
I just started playing.
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
do not what Mother wanted.
Looks like we never will.
I think I will upgrade to the NVIDIA 5000 series when they come around, but that'll be like when I rebuild my whole system.
Look.
What sucks is I'm gonna have to get 2 GPUs because I do want to get AV1 encoding for the streaming. What video card am I running? NVIDIA 3070 right now. How's Wayland and NVIDIA these days? I'm on X11 full-time. I'm still on X11. I'm waiting for the, Cosmic, desktop from Pop OS.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere. Care to tell me what went wrong?
The wolf is gone.
Oh, no. Not Fenrir.
Is that just a talking head?
Not well. He goes to bury him.
Oh, damn it. All right, brother. Good night, then.
Again, didn't he just get stabbed with a sword? Love the distro, but for my needs, I like Kubuntu. I just use whatever works. Have you seen or know anyone with the Intel Arc? I've seen it, I haven't really used it.
Kratos?
Thinking that this is a dream.
Are you joining me?
Arc drivers are horrid in Linux? Really? I think the Arc drivers are just horrible in general. They're so far behind.
Faye,
Are you ready? You walk as though Emir himself sits atop your shoulders.
this is your hunt. I will follow.
Very well, Grumbles.
Almost got the A310 instead.
Fresh kill. At least it didn't suffer.
Hmm.
Am I to decipher your grunting?
I mean, I'd recommend AMD if you don't need to do streaming and content creation. The NVIDIA's a lot better for a lot of that stuff.
Words are misguided.
Kden Live encodes super fast with NVIDIA, but I do want that AV1 support.
We want to help, don't we? No, don't! Come on. The sick wolf we found beyond our stave. He found his way inside. As I said he would. We should have acted.
It was not our concern.
That would be when I use Linux.
Now it is.
I mean, NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA just works really well. What's the next video card for your next upgrade? I'm still on the 3060. I'm probably going to wait until the 5000 series gets released. Because I'm fine on the 3070. The only reason I'd probably get the 4000 series is AV1 support. And some more CUDA cords for encoding. But I don't want to jump to a 4090 and then do the power supply upgrade just for that reason. Because I just get a power supply. I've got a 3050 on the stream box and a 3070 on the main box. And the only reason I got the 3050 was NVIDIA RTX. Because I needed it for, sound processing and stuff. And I wanted to play with, what is it, there was just a few, different things I wanted to use RTX for.
Faye. Faye.
But I haven't really had any issues with the 3070, especially since I'm only on 1080p.
And there is much to do.
Brother?
How is your GPU worth more money now? I find that weird because they've gone down after the shortages.
Where's Atreus?
Hence my bellowing. He never came back from burying the wolf. It's been some time.
He cannot be far.
Discontinued. That still doesn't make sense to me.
Baldur's Chasm is too unstable, brother. The lad wouldn't try it.
Okay. Just trying to learn the controls.
Tracks heading down to the frozen river. That's most likely where he did the burying. Fire's dwindling now. Where else could he have gone
Crawl
from
through
here? You seem troubled in your sleep, even for you. Nightmares?
I dream of
What case do you use in your gaming rig? A Fractal Design Meshify 2XL.
No. It feels like Faye is trying to tell me something.
You don't mean to say you're talking to ghosts again, brother?
No. But it is something more than memory.
Move my PC in an old case. Yeah, I'm probably going to reuse this Meshify 2XL for the next computer. Because I paid a nice amount to get Neon installed inside of it.
We're not alone. Right side, brother! Find you, Roger!
He doesn't really have any dodge attacks. Oh, there we go. It's just an A button.
Blasted raiders!
They should not be this close.
We should check on the protection stave. There's a tree up ahead, yeah?
Windows VM to work the RGB. I have some RGB inside of
It is broken.
Explains our trespassers. What happened here?
the GPU, but I don't really see the point in tweaking with it too much, because it's just that annoying little light. I don't understand RGB in all the parts. Why do they gotta put RGB in everything? I don't understand why RGB became synonymous with gamer.
Follow the trail. We'll find them.
So the buttons are kind of reversed, where A is evade, but B is jump up. Ooh, a chest. Hex-silver.
Aha! Trail's on the other side of that gap, if you can clear the way. Any idea what could have made the lad wander off?
We argued. He accuses me of hiding from Odin.
Only
Oh, so you can throw the axe?
after killing 3 of his kin.
A reckoning will come. That is why Atreus...
I thought like Mjolnir was the only weapon that could recall like that, but okay.
Just because the giants had you dead on some wall full of otherwise accurate predictions...
I do not believe in prophecies.
Well, good.
And what do you believe about prophecy, Mimir?
I'm skeptical by nature, though we have seen things that defy explanation. So, speaking as the smartest man alive, I've no bloody idea.
So, honestly, I like Wukong's battle system just a little bit better. Because, like, you can lock onto enemies and stuff, but, I guess it's okay.
Another raider to the left! All right, where's that trail gone?
Okay, so the trail.
We'll have to go around. Pick up the trail on the other side.
I use Papa OS Linux. Goddamn invisible wall. Alright, let's see.
We can't go through.
Need to play more Wukong. I only played the beginning act. I'm at the final boss. I just got frustrated and I'm like, frick it.
Find you, watch out! Find you, watch out!
Too many for a scouting party. They must have a camp nearby.
I know what you're thinking, brother. But Atreus can handle himself. You've taught him well.
So he keeps telling me.
Yeah, no, I think I've been playing with a little bit of the alphas, but I ain't doing anything in my production system until then. Because I actually do make content and stuff on this machine, so I need stability.
Torches. And the trail leads into that cave.
Well, We know where we are going. I'm sure we can find a quiet way in. Or you could do that.
When you break open things, there should be more stuff in there. That's just my opinion.
Been here long.
I think we'll get Wukong finished. Then I might do Space Marine 2.
Right side! The trail goes through here. Leads deeper in.
There will be more.
What's the silver for? How do I get health in this game?
Well, someone got in the bear's way. That one's got a sling. Look out, brother. Above your fire!
Ooh, sliced in half.
Fire, right flank!
I don't know, it feels kind of wonky in this game.
Huh. Well, that's for the best. Let's find a way out.
Then again, I'm just starting it, but I don't know. It just feels like a weird mechanic. And the invisible walls.
Perhaps Atreus came here seeking shelter. Kept moving when he saw the raiders, and the bear came barreling after. Impressive rampage, I'll give it that.
You think the bear was chasing Atreus?
Well, just as likely the bear was hurt when Atreus was chasing it to help. You know the lad.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like there should be stuff in the chest. And see, like, these invisible walls. This is the one thing that annoys me with games. Invisible walls. Like, I should be able to, like, get into areas that you see. But no, it's like, you can't do that.
Atreus, where are you?
See, every time I try to block, I'm hitting B. Because I'm so used to it from Wukong.
Get up, brother.
He seems angry. Hit him before he stops again. Grab him. He's looking shaky, brother.
Poor bear. Poor me. I was wondering where the talking was coming from. The head's on his ass.
Atreus! Atreus! Atreus!
What?
First, focus. Heal.
The hell just happened?
What happened?
You do not remember.
I prayed Fenrir. And then I'm not sure. I was so sad. And then I was angry. And scared. I remember running. There was a bear charging, and I charged back. That had to be a dream.
Your emotions. They transformed you.
I didn't know I could do that.
You did not do anything. They overcame you.
Okay.
That is why we must not abandon your training. We do not know the reach of your abilities. They will be dangerous without discipline to control them.
You've already taught me discipline. I need more than that. I need answers. Answers you don't have.
Answers only your mother had. Answers she withheld.
What if there was someone who could help us? Someone that could give us answers about the giants and who Loki's supposed to be.
Atreus.
Wouldn't it help to understand what I'm becoming?
Atreus! Listen to me. I might have killed you. Until you learn control, we will take no unnecessary risks.
Inaction is also a risk. You taught me that. Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No! No.
There's a lot of story to this. I don't know if I like the fact that there's like, I'm sitting back and it's like I want to kill. I want to smash. I want to do things.
This way.
So, are we going to discuss the boy becoming a bear?
Yeah, are we?
Not now. We need to repair the protection stave and get home.
What happened to the protection stave?
You did.
So you're blaming me?
I am not blaming you, Atreus.
Well, tell your voice that.
Companion arrows.
Say the word, Father.
Now!
Waiter! On the left!
Incoming fire!
So, lad, besides your gift of language and hearing creatures' thoughts, are there any other new magical abilities to report?
Not really.
What of Fenrir?
What about him?
When he died, you cast a spell.
No, I didn't.
But I saw light.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Trick of Fimbulwinter, perhaps. Seen my share.
I mean, this game's definitely story-driven. I think the combat's kind of weird. Then again, I just started the game, so who knows?
I recognize where we are now. What's with all the blood?
Yours, Atreus.
Seriously?
That, or any prey you might have been dragging, I suppose.
Not sure that makes me feel any better.
This one.
What's he doing? Aww.
I didn't mean to.
Intent does not matter. Only consequences.
What? What can we do?
Nothing. Nature will take its course.
Aww. Poor cubs.
Storms are coming.
Isn't it cold enough?
We are almost home.
Nista! Fire left side! Nista! Left side! Incoming!
Ooh.
Wow. A lot of those guys.
It's been like this all night.
They must have been inside the stave when I fixed it. Sometimes I really wish Tyr's temple still worked so we could get out of Midgard.
They say Fimbulwinter affects all realms, lad.
Okay, but how could things be any worse than here?
Oh, this is God of War Ragnarok.
Hey, Svanna, you're not scared. You're a brave girl. Good. Brave girl. That's right.
He's good with them. No surprise, really.
Becky.
Atreus!
I'm just checking on...
To bed!
Yes, sir.
As evenings go, that was entirely too eventful. Though I admit it was a bit like old times there, for a moment. The three of us navigating some hitherto unhappened upon patch of forest.
Been a while since you've joined us. If that's what you mean.
Ah, well, just tired, I suppose. You've seen one deer hunt, you've seen them all.
How can you feel tired when you never sleep?
There are other kinds of tired, lad. You'll see when you're older. Now have a proper rest, my brothers. Things are always brighter in the morning.
Let's see how much further we can get in the next 15 minutes or so. Oh, Thor!
Can I come in? I have meat.
Do you have a new roof?
Good company. I'm sure we'll find lots to talk about.
That how not he not cold from the snowstorm? That's what I'm saying. They're like in the middle of winter, and they are like not freezing.
have told me before I poured. Why are you here? Just being polite. You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you? A calm and reasonable person.
A lot of tension in these scenes.
Calm. I'd say the moment calls for calm. Yeah.
You know who I am? Back before winter set in, there were some misunderstandings. Regrettable ones. But I think we all have a better idea of who we're dealing with. Now, what you did to his boys. Self-defense. Dying is what we Aesir live for. And let's be honest, they were kinda useless. But Baldur, he had value. He was my best tracker, my closer. Yeah, his mind was gone, sure. But he had his uses, and now he's gone because of you. You follow me? You have a debt. You're no fun anymore.
What do you want?
How about peace? How does peace strike the esteemed, retired god of war? How about we just don't kill each other? How about you stay home, kick up your feet, seek no quarrel with me, and I'll have none with you. Of course, it means that that one has to stop his search for Tyr.
Yeah. We know what you've been up to. Stop it.
Tyr's old ways are dead. He is dead. You understand? And then that's it. Then we're square. Shit, I'll even sweeten the deal. I'll let you keep the prisoner that I know you stole. That's right. I know you're in here somewhere, you silver-tongued little shit.
Why should we believe a word out of you? What have your promises ever been worth?
There he is, my old partner in crime.
He's lost weight.
If he tells you snow is white, he's lying.
What kind of wisdom is that? Can't the smartest head alive see past himself? See that we all want the same thing? All right. Here's a deal I know you can trust.
You know, there's a lot of, like, story they have compared to, like, the fighting in this game so far.
Keep Freya off your back. Keep your boy safe. That's really all you want, isn't it? So what do you say?
I say fuck you.
No.
Ah! Called it.
Don't take all day.
Coward! I did not seek that fight with your brother. I don't care.
You insult me holding back like this. How were you ever a god of war? You're fucking hopeless. You spit on my son's memories. I can't believe they lost to you.
You know my past.
The ghost of Sparta thing? Yeah.
Then you know what I'm capable of.
Show me! Now we got us a fight. Was hoping to see your blade. Guess they don't come when you punch. Let me see the monster inside. That's all? You were fine. Show me. Stop holding back! You should be better than this! That's the magnet!
Combat system is kind of weird in this game, in my opinion.
If you're not fighting dirty, you're not fighting, right?
Your son struck first. Good.
This is the god that murdered a pantheon because they hurt his feelings. No way, my boy, bow to this. Show me who you are. Nice try! This is the god that murdered a pantheon.
Your son struck first. Good.
No way, my boy, is better than this. Show me who you are.
do I recall my axe?
Was it luck? Did my son die, you blind fucking luck? Dumbass! You think you can come here, become a daddy, get a clean slate? That ain't how it works. You're a destroyer, like me. Oh no. I say when we're done.
The hell?
I'm not leaving till I see the real. Get up! This is the man who faced down Siegfried, the Valkyrie Queen. This is the foreign god that best before. You put him last, even in death. The fuck you say? Modi sought out in fear of you. He died of the wounds you gave him. Oh, we got a model father.
I find it interesting. I was like, hey, I thought that only the axe could be recalled, but
Don't matter. I can give a hot shit about your fatherly advice. I want to see the god of war. You started this. I will end it. Let the god of war out. Let me see him. Now we're talking! Where's the love of the fight?
I'm boned.
You will join your son! Who are you? Show me! Show me the killer of I see why my sons fell to you. Even this lesser version of you. But I am not my sons. And your boy, Allfather, has plans for him.
Ooh.
There he is. There's the god of war.
You just pick a tooth out.
Consider your blood debt paid. Be seeing ya.
Wait, I didn't kill him yet? I was close to killing him.
Told you he'd make it.
Kratos, it's Sindri and Brock. That was quite a fight. Can we?
Oh, now! Odin is with Atreus.
Oh no. I'll go get a gateway ready.
Come on then. Ain't a long walk.
You must check on Atreus.
Well, good to see you making new friends. Ain't that the old near pack a punch? You know we made that hammer, right?
You have mentioned it.
I know that. Wasn't ever sure you were listening. At least it was good to see the axe hold their own. That's the point.
All set. This'll get you home.
Anything in here? Or is it just their workshop?
No use trying to bifrost your way around the realms. Odin's got them locked down tight. Or ain't you noticed? Hey, one last thing there, Tiny. If you got Aesir at your door, then I reckon your protection stave's busted. Once you chase Odin off, you got another place to lay your head tonight? And I don't mean that talking, though.
I will not abandon my home.
Oh yeah? And what's to stop the Allbucker from spying on you? Or Raven pecking your house to splinters while you're asleep in it? Nothing, that's what.
We all
Your boy, and I'll speak to a certain someone about putting you up at his place in a pinch.
Brother! I was about to look for you.
Are you hurt?
Are you?
What does he want?
To, pay for the roof. And he invited me to Asgard.
Did he? I couldn't hear once he went outside.
I told him no. Obviously.
Good. Why were you searching for Tyr?
If I told you I was looking for him, you would have said not to.
So you hid the truth. From me.
I wanted to tell you. I really did, but now that you know, there's something you should see.
No.
Okay.
Trust me, you'll want to.
You have broken my trust.
Ouch.
Then let me regain it. Let me show you what I found. Besides, we haven't seen the last of Odin. Or Thor. And clearly they can just walk in and blast holes in our home whenever they want. There's only one way to get them off our backs. And I think I know how. sir.
Shall we? Gather your things.
Okay, so... Is that it? Oh. Oh, okay. This is a little bit confusing with how they do it, but okay.
Are you ready? Go.
And keep the change, you bastard!
Okay, so where's that chest?
Where are we going?
The old temple in the Wildwood.
Why?
It'll be easier to explain once we're there.
Did Odin say anything else while you were outside?
Yeah. He said he doesn't care about Jotunheim anymore. That the giants can keep their secrets. He's averted Ragnarok his own way.
Alright, let's... maybe play this later. Although, to be fair, I'm also debating if I just want to go to, what do you call it? Play Fallout 4, because I've been, like, starting a lot of games, but I haven't been finishing them. It's an interesting game. Combat's a little weird, to say the least. But, yeah. Definitely be doing some more gaming on Linux. I do want to do Black Myth Wukong a little bit more over time. But that's going to take some, I'm going to have to go back and play some of the prior levels and stuff so that we can, do some more things. But, yeah. Well, anyway, thank you all for joining me. Make sure to check all the social medias out that I have. And, of course, join the Matrix. Matrix server, the Discord server. We've got the TikTok, the Mastodon, the YouTube, the Pixel Fed, the Blue Sky, the Threads. I haven't put Threads on there, but I am on there. And then, of course, make sure to join the Discord and the Matrix server that we have as well. I love y'all, and I will see you next time as well. Stick around for the raid over on Twitch. Otherwise, be back Tuesday. And I'm going to be working on some more YouTube videos, so love y'all. Happy hacking. See you around.